yo. We feature all local, independent, underground artists. When I say local, I just mean local. Like the ones that live next door to you that you ain't heard yet. Feel me? Yeah, the slept on motherfuckers, the overlooked ass dudes, the underrated, the ones that's finna be legends, son. You know? Without too much more fucking talking, it's a wrap, yo. Yo, what's good, family? How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend. You know, we're about to wrap this, weekend up. Sunday morning. Got some guitars for you, baby. Oh, what's the bandana for, you ask? I don't want to, in case I got corona, I don't want to give my computer corona. The internet's toxic enough. For real. Anyway, got another reaction for you today. But before we get started, you know what to do. Slide that screen up a little bit. If you're not subbed to the channel, tap that sub button. Piece up that notification bell. Get that thing to ringing. You're going to want to be notified. If you don't want to be notified, there's something wrong with your ass. Because all we drop is bangers. What'd you say? What'd you say? If you don't think these are bangers, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Just kidding, fam. Everybody welcome here. We about the music, right? Today we got Lucas.Michalski. And one of his straight guitar masterpieces called Bulletproof. I mean, yeah, there's a bass line and stuff to this, but a percussion element to this, but it's a guitar. It's all guitar. There's no lyrics. So what we're gonna try and do with this is see if the homie, the brother Lucas, paints a picture in our mind with the music. All right. Let's read what the description had to say. Life is like a kaleidoscope. It constantly changes. Once it takes time to find your own way. Sometimes you walk blindfolded in circles looking for the right thing. Other times you grab it by the horns and get what you want. But it's your kaleidoscope. So embrace it. Be bulletproof even if you have to wait for a better picture. Even when you have to walk blindfolded, keep walking. Don't give up. Be bulletproof. I'm ready for this. You ready for this, fam? Let's just get it. I had to crank it up, I had to get the ear subs warm. I gotta get the ear subs warmed up. First video of the day, you know what I'm saying? By the way, if you're feeling this at the end of the video, look in the description of this video. All the homies' links will be in there. Spotify's, all that. You'll be able to follow them everywhere. Twitter, all that. Make sure you do that thing. Alright, so it looks like we in a garage right now. We in a garage. Looks like a fabrication shop. I see a lot of metal. I see torches, metal. Alright. Twisted metal. Alright, so right off the jump, I gotta say the track started out real subtle. Kind of like in life, when you're coming up, there's really nothing to worry about. You really have no anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Life just kind of comes at you and you just kind of take it. No worries, right? Then we get to a point where everything collides. Life collides. It crashes into us, you know? Twisted metal. This guitar rhythm and stuff, the way it's kind of building, kind of supports the way like life kind of starts out gradually, that sort of crashes into you. See my man shredding that thing. What? Beautiful guitar, beautiful equipment. Some classic shit. You know, some vintage shit. Orange head shit. Come on, man. These are old. Well, my man's from, I believe, London, somewhere in Europe. I'm not exactly positive where. Yeah, it doesn't really say, but that's alright. That's alright. Also, you can sort of take it as like life being a race also. Like a lot of times we race trying to find what we're looking for, you know? And these are demolition derby cars, so like they crash into each other. That's what all the twisted metal is. Cars crashing into each other. You know, and the last one that's still running at the end, that's when it ends. When all the other cars are dead and there's one left. You know? That's the winner. So like in life, you know, you gotta take all these crashes. You gotta take life as it crashes into you. You know what I'm saying? And take those losses in order to get to that win. You know, and right now, with everything going on in the world, all these movements that you know are created, and these weak-minded individuals that think, you know, if we throw enough tantrums, we get our own way. You know, they think that, you know, because what's been happening in the past 10 years, kids get a trophy, you know, for participation. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. Everyone are winners. No, that's not true. In order to get those wins, we have to understand what it means to lose. Part of the demolition derby, for me, directly corresponds in life. You have to take those crashes. You have to take life as it crashes into you. You have to take those losses in order to get to that win. It's the only way you can grow and understand what it means to lose and what it means to win and accomplish your goals. And now you see how the solo kind of changed up, went a different direction. Because in life, like if you're looking at it like Lucas was talking about in the description, as it being a kaleidoscope, it's constantly changing. You know, it's constantly changing. We have to adapt to those changes. You know, what he means by embrace your kaleidoscope is embrace the change. Embrace the things that happen to you. If you're not willing to embrace these things as they happen, we're not growing as an individual. See that right there? That is what's called a chain fall. That is used to lift the motor out of a car. A lot of them nowadays are electric or hydraulic and do the work for you. But back in the day, and I've used them to change out engines and vehicles, we would hook the chain fall to a tree, and it was just 2 chains on a pulley system. And the pulley made it easy to pull one chain, no matter how much weight was on it. So you could easily just pull the chain. I mean, you still had to be strong because it wasn't easy. You see what I'm saying? Like life, it's not easy. It's not easy to make changes, you know? But you could literally lift an engine out of a car with these chain falls, and that's what chain falls are. So this garage setup is a fabrication shop. All the cars that are there, the twisted metal, the guy's gonna take and fix them, change them, make them whole again. When we get knocked down in life, life crashes on us, we have to assess the damage, fix it, make the changes. We look inside ourselves, we figure out what's wrong, we make those changes. This is called growth. The guitar solo in this is growing as it's being played out. It's building on itself. It's building on the percussion element. It's literally life. This is life in music. And then think about that. Letting life crash into you, taking those losses in order to get to your wins. It's all growth, you know? For me, the smoke, I think my man's smoking a cigarette or a vape, but the smoke is like being clouded, like your sight being clouded, walking blindfolded, like you can't see with all the smoke in your eyes, right? So even if you're blinded, you have to keep walking. This is what's going to take you to your wins. Right here, my guy's grinding on some metal. He's making those changes. He's fixing things, making them whole again. And you notice how the instrumental slowed down? Because once you're embracing those things that helped you get to your wins, now everything can take a little kind of break, a little breather, and you can move again. Well, not move again, but continue moving without the blindfold. You can tell how old that equipment is when it says solid state. I used to have a lot of stereo equipment growing up that was solid state. Everything was always gray or like a silver, and you knew that it was solid state. Usually had some wood panels on it. Shit was dope as fuck looking, man. I liked it for the aesthetic, but the sound that comes out of solid state shit is way different than what comes out of our digital shit nowadays. And here we go. Life picks back up again, because even though you're allowed that little time to breathe, that little calmness, because you got that win and you know what it took to get there, life's going to crash into you again. This happens repeatedly. My bad. This mask is kind of fucking up my face. It's kind of fucking up my my breathing and shit. What a beautiful song. A lot of the reason I relate to this song so much is because growing up, like, my stepfather was around for a good portion of my young childhood, and he was a race car driver. He drove on dirt track, and he had been racing for about 10 years, never won a race, had a lot of accidents, had a lot of close calls. He built all his race cars in our garage. He painted them all by hand in our garage. And he accepted all his losses. He didn't, get hurt over it. He didn't whine about it. He said, next time, I'm going to go back a little bit harder. And I'm going to do my best to get that win. He would change things on the car to make it faster, to make it handle better. All kinds of things all kinds of different aspects he would look at of what was the reason he was losing. And one weekend, it was a whole weekend of his class. They were racing. It was like a Pepsi challenge or something. That was like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. He went into that thing not thinking about winning, thinking, it's just going to be another weekend. Another weekend of some good fun, Even if I lose, I'm going to go home. The kids had fun. The old lady had fun. I had fun. You know what I mean? Embracing it before he even accepting the fact that he was possibly going to lose or crash before he ever went in. He won every race he was involved in that weekend. He got a trophy, and at the time the trophy was about 5.5 foot tall. It was taller than me. It was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen in my life. And we were so proud of him. And right there, at that point in time, taught me that I have to take losses. I have to crash. I have to lose in order to grow, in order to get better, in order to be the best me. Fam, embrace your kaleidoscope. Embrace it. Life is constantly changing. It will come at you fast sometimes, like a race, right? Even if you feel like you can't see what it is you're working towards, keep walking. That blindfold will eventually take itself off, and you'll see what you was meant to do. That's your win. Your family. Links in the description. You know what to do with them things. Nothing but love, baby. This is for you. It's a wrap, yo. Peace.